Paradise Lovin' Veggies. We are on season 5, and I am so excited to be back with you guys. The last episode of season 4, I kept saying how hard the past few months had been for me, and lo and behold, it actually got harder. I didn't think things could get any tougher, but nonetheless, they did. So I'm going to catch you up. So earlier last year, February, I started my seedlings, as I usually do that time of year. And then I got a call from my sister that I really needed to go and see my dad. So I, being the entrepreneur that I am, decided to help Farmer Nikki with picking up some fertilizer, which she really needed. And it was in Oregon, so I loaded up the minivan, 2,000 pounds of fertilizer. And boy, did that smell super yummy on the 400-mile trip-ish that I had to go. And then I got down to Oregon. Of course, I still had the fertilizer, so I had to go all the way back to Washington with it. But nonetheless, I was feeling pretty good. I thought I was pretty great and farmer-esque. And so got down to Oregon. I was there for a few days before my dad got out of the hospital. And that was so great to see him. It was just so great to see him and catch up with some of my siblings. I really enjoyed that. While I was there, he and I had a heart-to-heart, and I'm going to keep that confidential. But long story short, he offered up a rental house that he had on a 1/4 acre, and he said, this is going to be the perfect place for you. You can have your farm. It'll be manageable. And so I was like, I am super excited. So of course, I was really, I was beside myself. I just couldn't wait. So I got back to Washington, and the freesias were blooming. Spring felt like it was in the air, although not quite. I started transplanting strawberries that I still had at the farm, and some cherry trees, some daylilies, getting everything ready for a community sale in Chimacum that I participated in, and that was a whole lot of fun. So I got that done, went back to Oregon again, and saw my dad. And then this time on my way home, when I stopped by my friend Jim and Dawn's, hi guys, who were very faithful friends and helped me immensely with Ruby, babysitting her. They gave me a recycled greenhouse, a little pop-up one. So got that with me, and I started packing up things. And poor Ruby and Dewey, they were just beside themselves. They've never snuggled so much as they did when I broke the news and told them that we're going to be moving again. So in May, middle of May, I headed down on the almost 500-mile journey to Klamath Falls from Port Orchard, Washington. And I was really looking forward to being in my forever home. So I got there, got the property cleared up. There was a bunch of yard debris. I had to take that to the dump. I got my greenhouse set up. Dewey caught up with all the local farm news to catch me up. And remember those cherry twigs that I had? The cherry twigs. Remember the trees that were twigs that everyone laughed at me. They said, these are never going to grow. They were like this big when I got them. Well, now they're like 4 foot tall. And so I had brought those. I brought many plants with me, over 100. 150 perennials I brought with me here to Oregon. And so I then had to go through another round of seed planting because, of course, now I was here. I overplanted, and I'm so glad I did, because there are so many bugs in this area of Oregon. I honestly did not realize the levity of how many bugs are here. So thank goodness I overplanted, and that was a saving grace that I ended up actually having a garden. Um, so speaking of vegetables and selling, um, I I was so happy to be here. It was so amazing for my dad to be able to come by and say, "Hey, honey, your yard looks great. Wow, you've done a lot on your house." Stuff like that just is really just warm fuzzies for my heart. So I picked up at a garage sale for $10 a couple of old cabinets that I repurposed with some paint into my little urban farm stand, and that worked out really well. I copied the barn design from my mailbox so they match, which of course I think is just adorable. So let's see, I also was able to add some things to my little farm online store and farm stand. I had been doing, of course, vegetables, herbs, and flowers. Then I started doing bath salts, and then I am now doing a herb mix, a culinary herb mix for cooking. It's an Italian mix. And then I also did my first tea, which is called a Midsummer's Night Tea, and it's a mint blend. And so that was really fun to come up with the just kind of new, be able to market, I guess, what I do a little bit differently. So in my being new to the Klamath Falls area, I asked one of my neighbors if he had a post pounder that I could borrow, and he did not, but he referred me to the Klamath Tool Library, of which I am now volunteering, and I got a puppy there. But that's a story for another time. So I now have a new puppy, and Ruby loves her. Her name is Jade. And right about this time, my dad really started getting sick again. He had been doing fairly well, and definitely thought he was going to be around for a while. But he got just started getting weaker, and just a lot of health. He started failing. His health started failing. And he passed away at the end of September. First day that I actually had cut flowers from the garden was when he passed away. I just really feel that his spirit is here with me, but gosh, I sure miss him a lot. It was really hard. So after he passed away, I really tried to stay busy. My heart was hurting, and I had not been sleeping for a month or so. I'd been sleeping a couple, 3 hours a night, and so, you know, kind of coming down off that adrenaline and just needing to find something to do, I managed to find some free rocks. And God bless my neighbor, he loaded them in the truck for me, and they matched what I had already been using around the yard, so that worked out perfect. So I made a couple of new areas. I did a strawberry bed, I did a new flower bed area, and then I just kind of lost it. It was, I think, just the culmination of so much happening in just such a short amount of time. You know, rekindling a relationship with my dad, and then having him pass so quickly, just really felt like the rug had been pulled out from under the So I I was really depressed, had a lot of anxiety, and just, I honestly thought it was going to be the end of me. Um, it was just a really, really horrible time. But, I love hard work. So, I decided to do a timeline of my life, and that really helped me to put a lot of things into perspective. Being able to take a look at what had happened through the course of my life really helped me to understand my life better. And so in doing that, I remembered, years ago I built a website to kind of help manage some of these emotional feelings with tools. And so that's idearama.com. So I revamped that, and that felt really good. And I'm going to show you a quick little video I did to promote that. So maybe Idearama helps you. Maybe you refer a friend to it or someone that you care about. It's got a lot of great tools in there. And so, nowhere to go but up from here. As you can see, I am in my fabulous new Paradise 11 Veggies studio. And next episode, I am going to be changing over a little clothes closet into a seedling grow room. So, thank you for watching Paradise 11 Veggies. I am so glad to be back. I'm Samantha Janes, and we'll see you next time. 'Cause I've got a thought to go